Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Why meeting women in public is better than online. Now there's always been some debate about that, and you know, of course, you got some content creators, they're talking about, well, everybody's meeting online now, which, you know, any real study of it will show, yeah, you have a portion of people meeting online, but definitely not a majority. And of course, some people think, well, it's all online, it's all online. No, people meeting all over. Now, me, if I stand by something, because I say I'm not big online. I've tried it, but I'm just not big on it. Because I will present an argument now why it's actually better to meet a woman in public than online. And you actually have more opportunity in public than online. Let me present my argument. First of all, let's be real. Let's talk about online. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it. It's purely looks. It is purely looks, because it's purely a picture. If the woman is going and she's taking like a few seconds, maybe not even 3 seconds, that might be a long time. Shit, that might be a long, even outside, that's a long time. So she taking a second. You gotta have the perfect ass picture that catches her eye in a few seconds. You know what? You might be the funniest person in the world. You might be able to knock her out in a bedroom. Shoot, if she's looking for somebody who's ambitious, whatever, you could have everything. All she got to go on is that picture. That's all she got to go on. So you're limited. Now, if you can win, if you got the type you can win that way, fine. But let's just be real. Only a small percentage of men are truly winning online. Small percentage. Small percentage. And stats back this up. Yeah, you get some marriages from people online, but it's very small. There's a lot that goes into it. Now, meeting in public. Here's the thing. Yes, they still going on your looks, but you can bring more to the table. You can bring more that can help you get that woman, or at least get her interest. First of all, she sees you, when she looks at you, she sees what you are truly like. Because even, I'm gonna tell you something now. I use myself for an example. I wish I had a dime every time somebody will say, they meet me in public, they say, wait, you taller than I thought you were. Or you more muscular than I thought you were. And at least one woman, one young lady, she even said it. She said, you know, when I saw you in public, you like taller and more muscular. I couldn't call you Uncle Rom anymore. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. And shoot, there's eyewitnesses to that one. Look, here's the thing. You can't, the one thing when you see a picture or even an online video, you can't tell a lot. You can't tell a lot. It's very different. Like if a person meets you in public, like she might look at a picture and she say, oh, wow, he don't look that tall. But then she meets you in public, and if she got to tilt her head up a little bit, which there's a little sexual trick with that. If she's tilting her head a little bit to look up at you, you're obviously taller than her. She'll think about it differently. She'll think about it differently. Also, she gets a better look at you in proportion to her. It's one thing to see a picture of you, but when you're standing next to her where she can actually like really close up look at your body build, she can actually look at your face. Say you have some attractive eyes, she can look at them. Like the attractive eyes thing, even with a picture, is different from a woman looking at your eyes in a picture and then you like looking into her eyes. It's a totally different thing. Shoot, if you really know some, you advance at Tantra, shoot, you can look in her eyes and make her have an orgasm. That's how deep it is. It's a different vibe. Basically, it's a different vibe when you're in person. And that's just going off the looks. That's just going off the physicality. Think about one thing you got that you don't have online, or at least as far as I know from the stuff that's out there. Now, maybe they have this where you can record your voice or something. I don't know. If they do, let me know. But it's different. Like when people talk about the mouthpiece conversation, you can actually turn a woman on just by the tone of your voice. You can turn her off too, but you might just say something in such a way and she's like, oh. Let me give a story about that real quick. You give a story about that tone of voice. Something that happened to me. It was a time I was taking my clothes to the cleaners and to pick up some stuff. Okay, I park. There was a woman getting out the car too. She looked pretty nice. And all I did was look, and she purposely looked away. She purposely looked away. I'll say, yeah, she don't have any answers. I wasn't going to like say something to her anyway. So, but she was perfectly like, gave me the signal like, nah, don't even try to talk to me. She didn't try to hold the look or anything. We went to the same place. We went to the same place. Now, when I got in there, she heard me talking because I wasn't looking at anything. I was talking with the owner in there who I'm real cool with. Even wrote a review for them and everything online. So we were talking and we were joking around. And then I was doing, you know, I was being a little self-effacing too, because I have a tendency, like if I'm dropping off something and then picking up something, I have a tendency to walk out and leave the thing I'm supposed to pick up, and they joke with me about it. So she said, oh, don't forget your clothes. And you know, we laughed about it. I said, yeah, I always do this. All right, so I'm walking out. The woman, she dropped off something real quick or picked up something, and she was walking out too. But I noticed she was staring. I looked back, I was like, what the? She was staring and smiling. I was like, Only difference is, okay, she saw the look. That wasn't doing anything. Only thing is two things. She heard my voice and she saw me interact with another woman. And like in a familiar way too. So it's like, okay, say I was interested in that woman. I just look back and say, yeah, that's a great place in there. Boom, could have got the number if I wanted. Because her total demeanor was changed just by hearing me talk and even seeing me interact. And let me get into that interact thing real quick. It's one thing to see a picture of someone, but it's another thing to see how they move, to see how they interact with people, to see how they walk. See, a woman, when she meet you in public, well, one, in all likelihood, she saw you coming from a couple blocks away. Heck, she probably put herself in your path. She can also see how you're interacting. Maybe you're at an event where it's a group of people, and she might see that you being cool with some of the other women there, just talking, joking, checking that out. That influences. Or some people, I think, call it pre-selection, or, you know, a sales term that I learned decades ago, radiation. Radiation. And that was something I haven't presented publicly in a long time, but it's the same general principle. Somebody will buy something if they think somebody else bought it. That's radiation in the sales field. I don't know if they still use it or not, but radiation. Basically, a woman sees you interacting with another woman and she's like, oh, wow, he's real cool. Wow, those women liking him. Let me see what's up with him. It influences her. It influences her. That's the thing. And then she can walk out. How are you moving? Are you moving with confidence, or are you moving in a way that suggests you got low self-esteem? Seriously, because they looking at the walk. Just like we looking at that woman's walk, they looking at how you walking. Are you walking intense? Are you walking like you tear something up? Like you like pick her up? What kind of feelings are you giving her? What kind of vibes are you giving her? Vibes are very important. And just being in your presence, women feel a certain vibe. They'll tell you that. Seriously, women will tell you that. They don't just go off their looks, off the eyes. They use them, but they use a bunch of stuff. They use all of their senses. And then that vibe. How do your presence make her feel? Let me use another example. Like when I'm around, you know, big guy, when I'm around some women who are slimmer, smaller, they always say the same thing. You make me feel protected. How do you know, a picture can't really do that. Because like I said, you can't even tell, a woman can adequately tell your height from a picture. She can't tell your height. You can even have muscles, but then she meets you in person and yeah, you got muscles, but you're also smallish. You know, she can't tell the proportion. So that's, you know, all of that's important. Here's something else, some game. The smells. That's like a cheat code right there. You know, shout out Kevin Samuels, may he rest in peace. He got started talking about colognes and everything. A woman can literally smell you in public. A woman can literally smell you when you meet her in public. And I remember some Issa Rae thing said. Issa Rae said one time, I should have saved that, but she said that. It was funny as hell. She was like, you know, a good smelling man make you rethink his attractiveness. She might look at your face and be like, or even bite, but then you smell good, be like, hey. And then here's the thing too, when you meet somebody in public, and this is connected to your behavior, all of that other stuff, remember, you still gotta have a conversation. You still gotta talk to her. You gotta say, you could probably say something. You know what, she might think, like if she see your picture, she'd be like, but then she see you in public and, before I even go into the conversation part, she can see how you dress, how your clothes fit. She's looking at all of that. You know, how clean you look in person. So all of that's still part of the physical thing, but then talking. There are many times a woman might be so about a man when she first meet him. That's normal. But then she talked to him and all of a sudden he might say something funny or he might say something interesting. He might talk with a certain authority that turns her on. It depends on the woman, what they're actually looking for. Like you might meet a woman and she's more on the intellectual side, but you speaking in a very intelligent manner. And she's like, oh wait, he can talk. Then he got a good voice tone. You're looking her in the eye. See, all of those things are coming in. All of those things are coming in. You can bring so much in, especially, look, let's just be real. If you're talking about just online, look, you pretty much got to be a Chad. You cannot argue with black pillars on that. If you want to win online dating, you pretty much got to be handsome. No, distant second thing is if you just so articulate writing words. And if you are, and you can get a winning that way, hey, you should have a business writing stuff for people. You know, seriously, it's about the look. But see, you can bring so much more in when you're in public, even if you cold approach her. Because you might be able to walk up to her, hit her with say something funny, say something, or just be straight up. Just be straight up. Just walk up to her and say, hey, you know what? I saw you from over here. You're very attractive. You know, one of my favorite cold approaches, I've mentioned this one before, was a woman that worked at this sunglass hut. And I walked in and, you know, and she was trying to help. She was like, oh, you know, we got some good stuff here. And I just looked at her, I said, look, I don't wear sunglasses. At least back then people say, oh, I see you in those glasses in the car videos. Technically, those aren't sunglasses. Those type of lenses that are darkened up in the light. But anyway, at that time, I didn't wear sunglasses. I did not wear sunglasses. Because, well, I'm a person who needed glasses and I didn't want to pay extra for some prescription sunglasses. It was that simple. So anyway, I just looked at her. I was just straight up with it. And she said one of the things that she even told somebody else in my presence. She said, you know, one thing I like about Rom, he just came in there and told me straight up what he wanted. You know? And sometimes that being bold, see, that's the thing. You can be bold. Look, here's the bottom line. Meeting women in public is better because you got more tools at your disposal. When you online, it just comes down to, does she like your picture? Now, if you got a professional photographer, you photograph very well, boom. Because let's be real, there's a lot of people, seriously, that's a skill in itself. A lot of people just don't photograph well. Shoot, I know personally, I've met so many people, period. They say, you know, you look different from in the picture. You know, or you look tall or something, more muscular or something. Even on these videos, because that's kind of funny, because people will look at one video and say, Rom, you look like you slimmed up. And then on a car video that same day, you know, filmed at most a few days after I filmed the one on the couch, they'd be like, somebody be like, oh, you look like you need to lose some weight. You can't tell. Cameras are weird anyway. Cameras are weird. But when somebody's in person, then they can see for sure what's going on. And that's just the appearance. And like I said, you can talk to them. You can talk to them. You can make a move. You could just be walking and do something. You could be in a situation where she can see you interacting. So you got that pre-selection or radiation, whatever term you want to use going on. You got so much. If you got the smells on, she smell that cologne. Like Issa Rae said, that shit, a good cologne make her rethink your attractiveness. She'd be like, oh, wait a minute. You ain't all that, but that cologne smell good. You know? Seriously, you just have more tools, you know? So I rest my case. All right. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.